You want to stop that movement from the pop going to the mouth. The truth will do that. When it's right, it's right. You can feel it in your bones.
Some of the most impressive acting works can be accredited to the acting style known as the American method. Yet, at the same time, it is regarded as one of the most contested and controversial techniques of acting. Taking its original roots from Konstantin Stanislavski's system and the idea of emotional memory, the method was largely developed by two key figures, Lee Strasberg and Stella Adler, both of whom were previously students of the renowned practitioner. Obsessing himself with this concept, Strasberg dug into Stanislavski's idea of emotional memory, deriving and heavily encouraging others to derive emotion from past experiences, as well as exploring characters to a depth of understanding and revealing their ultimate truths. Adler, on the other hand, found the methods imposed by Strasberg to be distressing and confronted Stanislavski about the traumatic experience of acting through emotional memory. She then went on to develop an idea of acting through human observation, inner objects, and substitution. Years later, practitioners Sanford Meisner and Uta Hagen continued to contribute ideas as to what method acting was, stressing the importance of spontaneous, impulsive reactions and the importance of understanding oneself before embodying a character. Despite varying ideas of what method acting is, it is, in its contemporary form, an amalgamation of ideas from a great number of practitioners.
Example, the training paid off on the waterfront where Eva Marie Saint and Brando are walking along the street and she suddenly drops the glove. It's an accident. She dropped the glove. I didn't tell her to. Brando picked the glove up and made one of the most eloquent moments in the film. He held the glove, she reached for it, he pulled it back, and then he put his hand in the glove, which has an obvious sexual significance, and she was embarrassed, she was shy about the whole thing, and because of what Brando and she did with that glove, which was an accident, which they responded to alertly and creatively, because of that, it became a marvelous scene.
In a period when most performances were still a melodramatic presentation of character, Marlon Brando's many performances helped to revolutionize the way that actors presented their roles on screen. His seamless movement in response to the unexpected drop of Eva Marie Saint's glove made it appear almost as though real life was playing out before the audience. One of the key ideas of the method comes in the form of substitution. Hagen focused on the practice of substituting memories as a method of deriving emotive responses without dangerously tapping into the emotional memory of an actor.
We go to these great lengths to try and create a world for ourselves. And within that world, we try and create an understanding of the lives that we're expressing in that world. And for me, that's where the pleasure of the work is.
An issue that arises with the method is the actors who take things too far. Whether it be affecting themselves or those around them, many actors go to great lengths to prepare for a role. The method came under recent scrutiny with the 2016 release of Suicide Squad and actor Jared Leto's so-called method of getting into and remaining in character. Interviews and articles were flooded with descriptions of his behaviors on set and towards his fellow actors.
He gave me some presents as the Joker, you know. He gave me a couple of used condoms.
Yeah. He sent me a dead pig with the tongue pulled out. So Jared was so far into the Joker, you didn't want to taunt him. You didn't want what the repercussions might be.
The article written by Angelica Jade Bastien also brings about the idea of the method in Hollywood being a very male-orientated style and holding double standards across genders. Female actresses who attempt to immerse themselves into the characters to the extent of altering their physicality are often considered brave for being unafraid of not being beautiful, rather than being accredited for their excellent performances. Despite the negative attention, some actors have spoken out about their approaches to method acting and how it has helped them improve themselves not only in their acting, but in their everyday lives.
In the pursuit of this vision that this author had, I changed, and I became someone better. I became someone fuller, and my life was fuller for the experience.
Although Hagen had a strong belief that one has to know themselves before portraying another character, Canadian actor Greg Burke's experience following his role in the TV series Bitten reveals that, as a technique fundamentally focused on human actions and relationships, the American method can not only improve an actor's performance, but it can also have a positive and lasting influence on their everyday lives.
I worked with a therapist who specialized in male energy and anger to deal with issues of myself. I learned to ground myself. I meditated. I reinvested myself into my marriage, into my kids. I studied Krav Maga, I boxed. I realized that this character was a great mentor, so I started to volunteer with at-risk young men in the inner city of Toronto, teaching them acting.
The method essentially is terribly human, profoundly human thing. It's not, it was affected by psychoanalysis, by the new developments in psychoanalysis, the understanding of the soul, so to say. The result of it is that you can never tell from an actor, from a leading actor, what he's going to do. Whether